Well, g'day everyone, and g'day Kevin Lee. Thank you so much for joining us at Networking in Nature today. And what a stunning morning it was down in Sydney Harbour. Just the kind of morning where you just have to almost pinch yourself at what an amazing place that we all get to call home, and we're so fortunate. Sydney's incredible. Kevin, your session today matched the weather, matched the beautiful sunshine. It was awesome. To learn more about you as a person and as an entrepreneur, you had some really interesting messages today that I would love for you to relay to those who couldn't be here, because you're someone who's so skilled, and you are in so many different areas professionally and have been through your different businesses. But it was interesting to hear how that evolved through your younger years and how you redirected and how you thought about the sort of things you wanted to do with your life. If you wouldn't mind recapping just where it came from, feel free to give a bit of a sense of some of the businesses that you've been involved in along the way, and then also if you wouldn't mind sharing particularly the first two discussion questions that you put to the group today. That really did spark a whole lot of interesting thinking and connection. So Kevin Lee, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John, for having me here. It's been great, the opportunity to be here and speak to people and share the concept I've been working on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So the concept I wanted to share with the audience today was something I've been working on, and that is the queen of many trades, master of one. So we've all heard of jack of all trades, master of none. And I believe that by becoming great at many things, which we can discover how to be great in our own unique category. And so that's the overall arch of the message. And we led the discussion through a series of questions as we walked through this beautiful place. And we started at our childhood, and that was about growing up. What did you have a knack for? What did your parents or best friends say that you were talented at? What were you gifted at? You know, whether it's musically gifted or you were athletically gifted. And moving on from that, after people reflected on their childhood and their circumstance, whether it was out of survival or opportunity, what were the skill sets they developed, we then moved on to learn about, to the present day. From there, what have you developed in terms of your top 2 to 4 skill sets? Whether it's honing what you already had built, or new specific skill sets that complement what you already have. And learning to understand whether do they reinforce each other, or are they a unique combination? And from there, we lean on to a series of other questions to spark ideas, because I believe that greatness is more than one way. You can obviously go deep down one rabbit hole and become the number one in that category, but I think it's not the only option. There are other ways and other paths for us to get there, and it was a concept that I'd love to share with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kev. And you've embodied it in your career because it's been so diverse. You talked us through some of the businesses that you'd started up, and also how you approached them, in some cases with very little experience, but with that core of understanding what your skills were, and how you could be able to bring them to life, build on them, as you said, develop other skills that complemented them. I think it was a great way of looking at it. Last one, just to finish off, I liked your closing remarks and comments, and you had an interesting quote in there too. So just to close us out, just recap that one as well, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes. When we're closing out, I was first started off to mention about the top 1%. To become the top 1% in the world is a very challenging and difficult task. It requires extreme discipline and extreme sacrifice. But I believe that that's, as I mentioned before, it's not the only path to greatness. Scott Adams shares the top 25% rule. You can become the top 25% in 2 or more categories and uniquely combine them. You're more likely to become the number 1 in your own category. And the last quote I'll leave you all with is from the 22 immutable laws of marketing. If you cannot be the number 1 in your own category, start a new one and become number 1 in that.
It's inspiring, Kev.
Thank you.
Feeling good after this morning. Thank you again so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you keep joining us at Networking in Nature. It's been awesome getting to know you this year, and you bring a lot to this community, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John. Definitely. I've loved coming to these events, and I'm honoured that you've asked me to speak this time, and I'd love to continue coming and supporting you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. See you all soon.